Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the Tupperware party. We really appreciate your attendance and your interest in Tupperware. There is a plethora of wonderful items with Tupperware, and I became a Tupperware lady because I love Tupperware. I had a party at my house, and I had so much fun that I decided to join so that I could go to other people's houses and have fun. The Tupperware Facebook party is just as much fun for me, so I hope it is for you. It's just a little easier than having to go somewhere, especially if it's cold out. So tonight we'll be shopping from this catalog. There'll be a link to that. And this is the sale brochure for this month, and there'll be a link to that. What I want to tell you about Tupperware is that it has a lifetime warranty. So even if you have your grandma's Tupperware bowl, but the lid isn't right, you can get a new lid. It costs $4.50 for the shipping, but nothing for the lid. That's the other thing I love about Tupperware. The only reason I have any missing from my collection was that I have a daughter who grew up and got married and had kids, and I think that's where it all went. So that's why I got started again after 20 years. I love Tupperware. So tonight I'm just going to show you a couple of things really pretty quickly because I know we're all busy and we all have stuff to do. This is the Vent and Serve collection, and it comes in this pretty blue, and it can go from your stove. You can put stuff in, let it cool down, put it in the freezer. You can freeze it, and a week later, 2 weeks later, however long later, you can take it out of the freezer and pop this little lid up and stick it in the microwave to heat it up. This is one of my favorite things for when I make something big like spaghetti or a pot roast, because my husband loves the pot roast. These are the measuring cups for when you're baking and mixing all your ingredients together. I love them because they're flat, so whatever you put in them, they're fun. And the measuring spoons are exactly the same. They too will sit flat on your surface. So you can even lay all your stuff out and then throw it all in at once because it's already measured, instead of back and forth across the kitchen to get, oh, and I needed the salt, oh, and I needed this. So that is I've had their measuring spoons, I think, for 35 years. And they're just great. This is my new favorite item. This is called the Zest and Press. And so with this, you can see this is metal. You can zest on that, but you zest into this little cavity so that all of the zesting, you just hold the whole thing and zest. It fills up the little tray, and then you can pour it into your mix. I love that because I was putting it on a paper towel and then you don't get it all, and then you're trying to measure it, and it's just in there and it's great. The other great thing about this is that once you cut your lime or your lemon and you need juice as well, you can put it inside here, cut it in half and put it inside here, and it's counterintuitive. So you would put the lemon with the butt end up, and then push this, squeeze out all the juice, and it completely turns the citrus fruit inside out so you get all the juice, not just what you can crank, with the old type, which is what I have been using. And I have used that to make salsa for lemon cake, and it's better because I get more zest and more lemon juice, so I love that. This is the garlic press, which has this piece that lifts out so that you really can get all the garlic that you squeezed into there, instead of having to scrape on the old-fashioned kind. This just comes right out. Tupperware now has knives. They come with a sleeve, which is great because then they're not getting jammed in the drawer and dulling the tip. I didn't know they made knives until this time, but I am really glad to have them. I have the serrated one also for bread, and it works great. Tupperware always works great. That's the thing with Tupperware. It always works great. This is one of their new items, and this is called the Pro Chef. And I'm going to take it apart a little bit and put it back together. So you get this little plastic wheel that goes on the bottom so that whatever surface you're using, it doesn't slide around. You should put your ingredients in. This is the blade portion of this. This has a great cover because this is very, very sharp. So put in that, put in your ingredients. I cut tomatoes in quarters, and I cut onion in quarters, and I put the cilantro in, I squeezed in the lime, put some seasonings in, and put this back together, which is this lid that clicks into place, and then there's this piece that clicks into place, and then the fun begins. You get to pull on this it's kind of like a lawnmower starter, but no pressure, no jerking your bag out of shape. You just have to pull on it, and it spins that, and it chops it up, and you can decide, because it's clear, you can decide how chopped up you want your salsa. It has lines, it has some measuring lines, and it has a fullness line, so that keeps you from overfilling it and making a mess, which is what you're trying to avoid with this to begin with. But I love it, and I can get my salsa chopped up really fine, which is the way I like it, you know, and my husband will eat it any way it is, so he's happy with that. The other piece to this is there's a paddle for it. If you're mixing up a cake mix, you can put your liquid ingredients in there first, and then put in a cake mix, you know, just from a box, put that in, put it back together. I would say cake first and then salsa, but you gotta wash it in between. So, and you can just pull this, and it just spins around. Because you can't really see it, can you? Just notice that. Sorry, people. So it just spins around, and it just whips up the whatever's in there. And it's easy. You know, it's just pull straight out. You don't have to pull up or down. It's just straight out, and it works like a charm. It also has a little opening here and a little funnel in case you have liquid ingredients you want to add or something else you want to add. You don't want to take it all apart. You can just pour them in through there. So you can't go wrong with this thing. And it comes in the kit if you decide to become a Tupperware lady. So that really was kind of why I did it, because you got so much more in the kit, which was this bag, and it had this in it, the Pro Chef. It had this set of bowls in it with the lids. It had the measuring cups, the measuring spoons, a spatula, the Zest and Press, and some of the fridge smarts, which are the best thing ever. And Tupperware improved it since my last set. They put the pictures right on the front, which you probably can't see that, but the pictures are right on there of the fruit and vegetables and what amount of air those need. So some things need a little air, and some things need no air, and some things need full air. So there's a guide on here, and then there's the tabs that move over to let you know what, and I have had nothing but success with these. I put those little sweet peppers in there, and they lasted 2.5 weeks. I had to use them, so it might have been 3, I don't know. But I put grapes in it, and grapes just last and last and last because you don't wash it first, so it's not wet, sitting in something, getting, you know, moldy and mushy. There's many sizes of this. There's a bigger one than this that's great for lettuce. Cilantro. For any vegetable, any fruit, there's a picture what to put in there. And the biggest surprise was strawberries need no air, I mean. And they always pack them in those containers that have air to them, and strawberries don't like air. So when you put them in here immediately when you get home, they last a lot longer. These are modular mates. These are the things for making your pantry work. They come in, I'm not sure how many sizes, but they come in a lot of sizes. And I've had the one that contains my sugar, I've had for 20 years. And I have some of the oblong skinny ones I have with Triscuits in them, and one has wheat thins in them. They will keep your pantry from going bad. So that is as much information as I have for you tonight. Trying to keep this quick. These are the freezer smarts. They're great. They're great. Tupperware is great. So check out the link, and you can private message me, Barb or Butler, and I will take your orders for you, either over the phone or you can just send them on Messenger and I'll write it all down. So I will take good care of you, and thank you so much for your time and attention. I really appreciate it. Good night.